Here is a comprehensive summary of the tragic science, How Economists Cause Harm, Even as They Aspire to Do Good, by George F. DeMartino. Introduction. The Tragic Science, How Economists Cause Harm, Even as They Aspire to Do Good, by George F. DeMartino explores the unintended negative consequences of economic theory and practice. DeMartino, a professor of economics, delves into the ethical and moral dimensions of economics, highlighting how well-intentioned economic policies and models can lead to significant harm. He challenges the conventional wisdom within the field and calls for a re-evaluation of how economists approach their work, emphasizing the need for humility, ethical awareness, and a commitment to minimizing harm. Chapter 1: The Promise and Perils of Economics. Economics is often seen as a science capable of solving many of society's problems. However, DeMartino argues that this view overlooks the discipline's limitations and the potential for causing harm. He discusses the historical evolution of economics, from its origins to its current status as a dominant force in public policy. The chapter sets the stage for a critical examination of the discipline's impact on society. Chapter 2: The Ethical Dilemmas in Economics. Economists face numerous ethical dilemmas, from the formulation of models to the implementation of policies. DeMartino highlights the ethical blind spots within the profession, including the tendency to prioritize efficiency over equity and the disregard for the distributional impacts of economic decisions. He calls for a more ethically informed approach to economics that considers the broader consequences of economic actions. Chapter 3: The Limits of Economic Models. Economic models are simplified representations of reality designed to understand and predict economic behavior. While useful, these models often fail to capture the complexity of real-world economies. DeMartino discusses the limitations of economic models, including their reliance on assumptions that may not hold true in practice. He argues that the over-reliance on models can lead to misguided policies and unintended harm. Chapter 4: The Consequences of Economic Policies. Economic policies, even those designed with the best intentions, can have harmful effects. DeMartino examines several case studies where economic policies have led to negative outcomes, such as austerity measures, structural adjustment programs, and trade liberalization. These policies often disproportionately affect vulnerable populations, exacerbating inequality and social unrest. Chapter 5: The Role of Ideology in Economics. Ideology plays a significant role in shaping economic thought and policy. DeMartino explores how ideological biases influence the development of economic theories and the implementation of policies. He argues that economists must be aware of their own ideological positions and strive for greater objectivity in their work. Chapter 6: The Problem of Expertise. Economists often wield significant influence as experts in public policy debates. However, DeMartino cautions against the uncritical acceptance of economic expertise. He discusses the dangers of technocracy, where decisions are made by experts without adequate consideration of democratic input or ethical implications. He advocates for a more inclusive and participatory approach to economic decision-making. Chapter 7: The Importance of Humility in Economics. Humility is a key virtue that is often lacking in the field of economics. DeMartino argues that economists must acknowledge the limitations of their knowledge and the potential for unintended consequences. By embracing humility, economists can better navigate the complexities of economic systems and mitigate the risks of causing harm. Chapter 8: The Need for Ethical Standards in Economics. DeMartino calls for the establishment of ethical standards within the economics profession. He outlines principles that should guide economic practice, including a commitment to minimizing harm, prioritizing equity, and ensuring accountability. These standards would help economists navigate ethical dilemmas and make more responsible decisions. Chapter 9: Case Studies of Harm in Economics. DeMartino provides detailed case studies of economic policies and interventions that have caused harm. These case studies illustrate the real-world consequences of economic decisions and underscore the need for greater ethical awareness. Examples include the impact of austerity measures in Greece, the fallout from structural adjustment programs in developing countries, and the social costs of trade liberalization. Chapter 10: The Path Forward for Economics. In the final chapter, DeMartino offers a vision for a more ethically responsible economics. He calls for a re-evaluation of the goals and methods of the discipline, emphasizing the need to prioritize human well-being over abstract economic metrics. He also advocates for greater interdisciplinary collaboration and the inclusion of diverse perspectives in economic research and policymaking. Conclusion. The Tragic Science: How Economists Cause Harm, Even as They Aspire to Do Good, is a thought-provoking critique of the field of economics. DeMartino challenges economists to confront the ethical implications of their work and to strive for a more humane and responsible approach to economic practice. By highlighting the potential for harm and calling for greater humility and ethical awareness, the book offers a compelling case for reforming the discipline of economics. Key themes and takeaways. 1. Ethical awareness. DeMartino emphasizes the importance of ethical awareness in economic practice. Economists must consider the broader consequences of their work and strive to minimize harm. 2. Limitations of models. Economic models, while useful, have limitations. Over-reliance on simplified models can lead to misguided policies and unintended negative outcomes. 3. Ideological bias. Ideological biases influence economic theories and policies. Economists must be aware of their own biases and strive for greater objectivity. 4. Humility. Humility is crucial in economics. Acknowledging the limitations of one's knowledge and the potential for unintended consequences can help economists navigate complex economic systems more responsibly. 5. Ethical standards. Establishing ethical standards within the economics profession can guide economists in making more responsible decisions. Principles such as minimizing harm, prioritizing equity, and ensuring accountability are essential. 6. Real-world consequences. Economic policies have real-world consequences. Case studies of harm illustrate the importance of considering the social and ethical implications of economic decisions. 7. Interdisciplinary collaboration. Greater interdisciplinary collaboration can enrich economic research and policymaking. Including diverse perspectives can lead to more holistic and effective solutions. Final thoughts. The Tragic Science: How Economists Cause Harm, Even as They Aspire to Do Good, by George F. DeMartino is a powerful critique of the field of economics. It calls for a fundamental re-evaluation of the discipline, emphasizing the need for ethical awareness, humility, and a commitment to minimizing harm. By highlighting the limitations and potential negative consequences of economic practice, DeMartino offers a compelling case for reforming economics to better serve society and promote human well-being. This summary aims to capture the essence and key points of George F. DeMartino's The Tragic Science: How Economists Cause Harm, Even as They Aspire to Do Good, providing a broad overview of the book's content and insights.